You are now tuned into Flippin the Birds, a Philly Sports Network podcast.
What's going on, Eagles fans? Welcome all to episode 70 of Flippin the Birds. I'm Brian Cameron. He's Chris Infante. And we're back for another live stream. Whether you're watching us on Twitter or YouTube, we welcome you guys. And if you're watching a replay, we still welcome you guys. Before we jump into... Of course we do. We love everybody that watches this.
If you're not watching us live, like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
What else are you doing on a Monday night?
They could have a baby that's teething. And they're trying to...
okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. But before we dive into the Eagles, how you feeling? How was your Christmas, man? How's everything going on with you?
I'm tired.
Okay.
My wife and I took intervals last night on sleeping with our daughter in the recliner because she refused to sleep on her own because her teeth are kicking her ass right now. So so my body's just... I went to the chiropractor today because my back is just out of whack, and I need to go again on Wednesday because they said your back is so out of whack. You need to come back on Wednesday. So yeah, I'm just here.
What a time to be alive, huh? Well, welcome to everybody on YouTube. Welcome to everybody on Twitter. I brought this up because I love the icon, the picture with the Burger King hat. It says "F you," and then you have Doug right after it. So shout out to Germs. Let's talk Eagles. Eagles lost really big to the Cowboys. They got blown out by Andy Dalton and company. And Jalen Hurts revealed the truth about what's actually happening in Philadelphia. It wasn't so much Carson Wentz regressing. It was more so, in my opinion, the coaching staff heavily regressing, which they've shown since 2018. This offense there's no creativity to it. There's nothing special about this offense anymore. There's nothing that makes it really click. Hurts made, what's called disguised it with his running ability. That didn't happen in Dallas. 3 turnovers. Now we're eliminated from the playoffs. What's next at this point? I mean, how did you feel about the game?
It went from, oh my God, Deshaun Jackson's back.
Wait, he came back and he left.
To, okay, all right, let's do our flips and that's it. Like, he ran into the tunnel.
He just
and then did he not come back? It was like when Forrest Gump when he takes it to the house and he just keeps running. He just runs through. That was Deshaun Jackson yesterday. Like, he took it and he ran. He never returned. It's the game. Like, it started off like, oh shit, are we really gonna do this? Like, it's a really bad defense. Jalen Hurts was running all over them.
Yeah,
like it was. I was convinced they would hit 30 by halftime with how fluid everything was going, and then
reality set in.
And then it's just okay. Here's the glimmer of hope, and it's just
Is it crazy that we've fallen this far from greatness? I guess to say. I mean, we're not even mediocre at this point. You see that? Jack Postland, we modified Mama Jackson. Shout out to Cadillac Mac.
That's true. She stopped. She stopped.
Did she block you?
No, she didn't block me.
Okay.
She didn't block me. She stopped following me a few months ago because I think I was talking way too much shit about Deshaun Jackson. And it's still. I think it's still ridiculous how she just searches his name all the time and will And my favorite is still, I forget who it was. Someone said something about Deshaun's salary and how it had.
Oh yeah.
And then she slides into the dimensions and goes, "Well, let's see your tax returns." What the hell is that to do with anything?
It's so bad. Like I know the Eagles community has great respect for her, but at the same time, it's kind of like she's a little bit over the top sometimes. Shout out to Asia. Hello. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. But it is a bit too much at times. I mean, how old is Deshaun? 33 years old?
Deshaun's 33. Yes,
He's a
I'm
grown
pretty
ass
sure.
man. Like,
Yeah.
you should be able to fend for yourself at this point, or not just ignore it. Like, it is what it is. Fans are allowed to have opinions. They're allowed to talk their
I
talk.
mean, yeah. If you're gonna get really like
You can't be
weak over
sensitive.
Philly fans, come on.
You really
I'm
can't
sure,
be
like,
sensitive.
I'm sure he didn't get that stuff in Washington or in
Mhm.
Tampa. Okay, great. You're back home in Philly, like, you're gonna get it. Especially
This
when
is
you
a
play,
Thunderdome.
20 snaps and you get one target.
Hmm.
Like,
And
just
they said that he
retire.
was sore after that, and I'm
Oh,
convinced that it was because of the somersault. It
of
had to be.
course. Last year he was
He
after the
did
first
three.
game, he did his little worm, and then that was it. He was done.
Oh
And,
God.
yeah.
Oh, look who it is. Look at Viral. Shout out to Viral. What's going on, brother?
The worst member of Eagles Twitter.
But all in all, I mean, I shrugged my shoulder. I was watching the game with my father-in-law. I'm just like, this is it. Like, this is the truth. This is what the Eagles have come to be.
And then the NFL has the audacity to shove us in Sunday Night Football.
Oh God. You know
Like,
the Eagles are gonna win that game, right?
oh, if they win and
Yeah.
we get a 10th pick instead of the third, that's like
They're gonna win the game. They're
it's
gonna screw
ultimate
themselves
Eagles.
over. It's Philly.
It's ultimate Eagles, and either the Cowboys or the Giants are going to make the playoffs because of it. And then we're never going to hit the end of it.
It's such a sad thing to see. Like I mentioned, the fall from grace was so wild and so like unexpected. Like you expected a new norm to be this phenomenal
We
thing,
went
and
we
now
went
we're just
from
down.
the only coach that is coming back in the whole division,
That was the worst thing that could have happened to us.
and the only one that really had all the staff together except for Rich Gangrello, who came in and all that. The only team that had consistency is now going to be in last place.
Isn't that such a wild thing? In my opinion, the team that probably has the top two quarterbacks in the division. I mean, it still kills me the whole Wentz situation. And a guy like Mac, they're gonna win all third
It's
stringers.
going to be week 18 next year. Because remember, this is the 17th game next year.
Yes.
So week 18 next year. I think they made it to a week 18 because the buys.
Do they get two buys or they only get one buy?
I don't know.
I think they get two buys, if I'm not mistaken.
Great. So 2 opportunities if Doug Peterson's back to lose after a bye and not adjust.
Well, now that you bring up Dougie, what's the future hold for Mr. Pederson and company? Because I know you feel the same thing I'm feeling. Like this has to be just shredded right now. You gotta rid Doug. Like he doesn't. This isn't his place.
He did say today he wants to be part of the solution. There was one very interesting comment he had, and I'm trying to get to it right now. That he had today, and I got to do it on my phone because when I open up another window on this while on StreamYard, my whole computer goes to shit. So it was from Jeff McClain.
Mm-hmm.
He posted it, and Jeff McClain, we all know his shit. But so he said, "I want to be part of the process of player evaluation, but I don't necessarily want to cross that line into making those decisions."
Because he doesn't want to be Chip Kelly 2.0, but he is Chip Kelly 2.0.
He's essentially saying, let me evaluate my players and pick them, but I can't. So
isn't that such a wild thing for a head coach not to? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not uncommon because I know there's gonna be those people that are watching and be like, yeah, it's a common thing. But to me, like if you're the head coach, like you're the honcho, you're the big guy. You're the big guy on campus, a lot rides on you, but at the same time, you have a lot of say in a lot of things. The fact that Doug Peterson doesn't really have much say is mind-blowing to me, even after he won a Super Bowl. You saw it. I don't know if the Jalen Hurts pick was actually him or Howie, but you saw it all season long. He was battling the fact that Jalen Hurts was just a big shadow over Carson Wentz, and now Doug looks like the issue. The offense just sucks. There's no creativity in this offense, and it's just trash. And he's the common denominator, unfortunately.
it's like we saw that when he came in. Obviously, it was like, oh, who's Doug Peterson? Who's Doug Peterson? And then we saw this innovation. Like we saw, okay, people are gonna come in like, oh, it's Frank Reich. It was still Doug.
Doug had to call the plays. Frank just put the chart together.
Doug was part of that, like big part of that. He was the head coach. He is the head coach. So but then like it's just been. It's like he's still trying to fit shit in holes that were dried out since 2017. So but I don't think.
Not yet. We're not jumping to that yet because we're going to talk about that. Don't jump to that yet.
Jump to what?
To Jamar Chase. Did you click on that?
No, I didn't click on that. You did.
Oh, that was a mistake. We'll talk about that in a second, Connie. Shout out to Connie for joining us on YouTube.
Yeah, but it like, and to answer other people's questions right now about OC, I don't think like the thing with people right now and their argument against offensive coordinators is whoever they bring in, if they revitalize the offense. Is there someone breaking into your house right there?
No, so I have a turtle that's just wilding out right now and just going crazy. He's trying to escape.
Tell him that turtle has more speed than Jordan Howard. Or he probably has more speed than Nickel Roby-Coleman.
Most likely. Can we talk about that pass interference call by Nickel Roby-Coleman? Like, what the hell were you doing?
He just tackled him.
You're a veteran. What is your problem? Turn around.
Anyways, so I really like if an offensive coordinator comes in and he revitalizes the offense, he's probably gonna get hired as a head coach elsewhere. So you can't put a Band-Aid on it next year but like you can't also go into a hiring of an offensive coordinator and say, we really like you, we really like your ideas, but we're afraid that we're gonna lose you after next year, so we can't hire you. Like this.
Do you think that's what it is?
No, but like the offensive coordinators aren't coming because they can't call the plays. But if someone's told, like Graham Harrell last year, he didn't come because he couldn't call the plays. If you tell these guys, we would love you to be offensive coordinator, you have full autonomy of the offense, the plays, the call, everything. Then you'll get people. But you can't like not hire someone because you're afraid of them leaving next year to be an offensive, or if anything, at the very worst, I think you have someone to take over for Doug in case Doug doesn't pan out again. So I mean that would be okay, but
you make the move now. You just make that move now. You cut it right there.
I lean towards letting Doug go because there's just too much shit.
And well, Don brought up a very sensitive topic for me. Injuries. The Eagles have been injured since 2017, and they've accomplished a lot. I don't want that to be an excuse this time around. I mean, you can't control injuries.
That's another thing Doug said today.
Time, can you develop talent behind the main players? Like, what's the issue where you can't allow these talented guys behind your main guys show out?
That's another thing. Like he said today, like we had a lot of injuries, but like the guy is blaming the short off season, the no mini camps.
Everybody had a short off
team
season.
has gone through. But like again, you were the only team in the whole NFC East that had the luxury of bringing everybody back. So how much of a joint meetings and practices, all that did you need to continue your consistency of what you've been doing the last few years? It's not like you're a new coach. You're like, oh, we didn't have all this time to put in this and that and that. No, you were doing the same exact crap you've been doing for years. So like that's such a bullshit excuse. And the injuries thing, we get it. But it's the NFL. Everybody gets hurt. This team gets hurt a lot more than
the Cowboys are more hurt than the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and so it's ridiculous how much he tries to. Like he says it's on me, but it's really like he says that it's on this, and this, and this. I should come back, and it's stupid.
One of these guys have to go. It's either Howie or Doug at this point.
Oh,
but somebody has to.
If I'm choosing between the two, it's Howie.
Yeah, absolutely. I listen. I stand behind you on that. On that sentiment. But the issue at hand is Lurie's backed Howie up in the middle of the season, saying he's not going anywhere. That's Lurie's puppet. Lurie's the puppeteer. What's it called? The puppeteer. He's Geppetto. And Howie's just, string along right now. Howie does everything Lurie wants. Yeah. Hey, I mean, his nose does grow a lot in the offseason. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, your turtle's going nuts back there.
You see him?
Yeah, he's swimming around.
I don't know what his issue is. He never does this.
He wants to break out.
He's trying to show out. But speaking of the future, let's focus on the draft before we talk about Sunday Night Football. And Connie actually brought up a very, very interesting question that I really want to pick your brain about. Jamar Chase or Patrick Surtain
Jamar Chase.
or Devontae Smith.
Jamar Chase.
Hands down.
If he's there, he's the pick. Like it's like I'm of the opinion that one player will not change this team. Like I think you should trade down to gather more picks because there's a lot of issues on this team. But if you're gonna pick one person, it's Jamar Chase. The guy, you can argue that. I mean, Joe Burrow is incredible.
He opted out this season, right?
Yeah, he opted out this season. He did not play. But you could to keep himself healthy and get ready for the draft. But you can argue that Jamar Chase made Joe Burrow, like Joe Burrow and Joe Brady. Like Joe Brady, like the offensive mind Joe Brady is, plus the talent of a 19-year-old Jamar Chase. Now, I think he's 20 now, or almost 21, but I think he was 19, 20 doing that crap that he did last year with Joe Burrow. 19 touchdowns, and then like 17, 1,800 yards. The dude was a monster. He could do everything a wide receiver, and he is.
Shout out to Dom for acknowledging my turtle as the real MVP of the night.
Let me get you.
If you could describe Jamar Chase's game in comparison to somebody in the NFL right now, because I haven't seen much of Chase. I was so focused on Justin Jefferson last offseason that I didn't really look at Chase.
Jamar Chase, he's fairly. I don't want to say he's too he's not really too big. Like he's 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have crazy speed, but he can pick the ball out of the sky. Like he's like OBJ hands, like that one-handed catch that OBJ had. Mm-hmm. That's Jamar Chase's hands. Okay. Like he is incredibly athletic, but he's not really agile. He's not a crazy break. He won't break the tackles. He won't, but he'll run all the routes. He'll run absolutely all the routes. I've seen people mock him to about Kenny Galladay. I've seen Allen Robinson comps.
Okay.
Like I've seen some really good comps to him, and he's very good route runner sound. He has great hands, and he's a legit wide receiver. Some people will put Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle over him just because of the speed aspect.
And because we've seen Smith and Waddle this season.
Yeah, but Jamar Chase, man, Smith and Waddle wouldn't be bad picks because they've played with Tua before. I mean, not Tua, Jalen Hurts before. I keep saying Tua because I think Dolphins will pick one of them to pair with Tua. But they've played with Hurts before. So there's a little connection there. But if Hurts is the quarterback next year. But Chase, man, he's incredible. He really is. I think you can get if you can get a corner later on. Surtain is more of a zone corner than a man. I think you're looking at Caleb Farley as a better man corner to go across from Darius Slay. Farley's thing is, I think he's a little bit of injury history. Mm-hmm. But he's lengthy, he's athletic. He can get a little nicked up, just like every Eagles player. So he fits in. But I think you could really make a case that every position on offense and defense can be selected in the first round. Every position. I think
if you're getting a high pick, you got to go for a wide receiver. We'll get into who the answer is at quarterback a little later on, but at this point, you have to get a big time receiver. I'm not against Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor to me is a great piece.
To put Sean's things up, he's right. Jamar Chase was better than CeeDee Lamb. He was better than Ruggs. He was better than Judy. He was better than Reagor. He was better than Ayuk. He was better than everybody last year.
So you're telling me the Eagles will not draft Jamar Chase?
No, they're going to draft the guy from San
Jose State.
The next Donnell Pumphrey.
Oh God, why did you bring up Pump? That was such a bad move.
Because I love how the other day, I think it was Bleacher Report put up that 2017 running back class was awesome, and then we get Pumphrey out of it.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
shout out to Howie Roseman, but I don't know. I feel like you have to go big time. You got to get a big time wide receiver. Reagor is not, to me, he is not a number one receiver, and it's shown that.
And it sucks because I love the pick. I still love the
all
pick.
love him, but he's shown that at college it was a different league.
And I think I saw a scouting report that a few weeks ago. The turtle, like, what is it? Flipping the Turtles.
The turtle just stole the show. I don't know why.
So it's I saw a scouting report a couple weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it said it looks like Jalen Reagor kind of takes off when his quarterback play is So we're not seeing great. I mean, Hurts has been good. He has been good. And it seemed like Reagor, and from what I've been told from people who know Jalen Reagor, he likes playing with Hurts more. But it seems like he's not giving full effort out there. Is it because of the record? He doesn't want to put it all out there? I don't know. But
I feel like if you're like, why would you not give out full effort? Like, you have the moment right now to really shine. Everybody's waiting for you to have this big game so you can shut everybody up, and you're not doing it. You're just not doing it at all. Like, he had that one play, the Hail Mary dump off, open field, and he ran to the tackler.
Yeah, he
like, dude, come on, like, what the hell's going on?
before he's one of my favorite edge prospects this year. He's one of my favorite edge prospects this year. He's also from North New Jersey. He's from Hackensack.
How do you pronounce his last name? Owe?
A Wimbleway. But maybe we'll be singing a Wimbleway, and
No.
whatever. It seems like he's just disinterested.
Which sucks because there's a lot of players behind him that are pretty damn interested in touching the field, such as Fulgham, Watkins. We're not going to get into Hightower because I've heard otherwise about Hightower, but
Watkins we knew it from the jump. Well, I'm going to say I knew it from, I don't know if you did, but I wrote a whole article in August how this guy is going to be special. And look, doesn't
that piss you off? Like, he's special. He's showing that he's special. And what the hell's going on? Why are you not touching the field more?
Like, people on Twitter can do a lot better job than Howie can.
Or Doug at this point.
Yeah, we should.
I'm sure we have a whole Madden community that could call better plays.
We should get a petition going. We could get viral up on a defensive coordinator.
They'll all show up to practice drunk as hell.
They'll show up with a bottle of honey.
So, gearing away from the draft, let's answer the question that's on everybody's mind. You want to take the first swing at this? So I think
there are 3 trains of thought here.
Okay.
There's the Wentz train, where you see what Hurts has given you. Marquise, you got to give me your gym routine, man.
You load the shit, bro.
Let me get your gym routine. And you see the Wentz train. You see what Hurts has given you. It hasn't been much more than what Wentz has done lately. It's only 1.6 more points per game with Hurts. Mm-hmm. Yards is like 150 more yards a game. But it's like you take that into consideration where with the defense also, like you look at the defense and you're like, oh, they don't really give up these many yards, but they give up all the points. And they're not giving up that many yards because the offense is not starting that deep in the field anyway, so they can't give up that many yards. Hmm. So to say that the defense is giving up, they're really good, they're not giving you that many yards, give some context. At the same time, the offense is getting more yards, great, awesome. But what goes it's like empty yards. So if they're not capitalizing all these yards, okay, so you're just running around for nothing. So if you look at Wentz and you say, okay, he took the last 4 games off.
Mm-hmm.
He's done. He's healthy. His mind's right. Let's give him another shot to roll with him and see if he can get that spark back. Then there's the Hurts train of thought.
Okay.
Like I just said, dynamic. Not the greatest passer in the world, 50-something% passer.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something you can build on. He's a rookie. Build on as a rookie. Maybe get a legitimate QB coach. Maybe an offensive coordinator or head coach that knows Jalen Hurts a little more.
Oh, you're swinging from Lincoln Riley, aren't you?
Lincoln Riley, maybe. Dabble coached him in Alabama.
Mm.
So you get some people who know, and people get the biggest pipe dream is Joe Brady. He's not hitting it. You're not going to get Joe Brady from the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
But like you see what he's done with, and it seems as though the youngins and also the old guys like to play with Hurts. I mean, it's crazy, but we see Alshon making plays.
Oh God! Don't say that name on this podcast.
Deshaun Jackson, like his first game back, he's 81 yards, and then we don't see him again. But like you see Zach Ertz is showing like
Zach Ertz is still Zach Ertz. No.
Zach Ertz is cooked, but like, he's making plays. So like, but you see Jalen Reagor sightings, you see Quez Watkins sightings out, you see all this because Hurts has been in. So is that something you want to continue and not risk messing around the chemistry of the team and say, we saw you do really well with Hurts, but we're gonna go back to Wentz.
But my thing is, so
I have a third train.
I know you have a third train. Let me interrupt you real quick.
You always interrupt me.
It's part of the routine. Going to Carson Wentz, you get these young guys to have a full offseason with the franchise quarterback. You see how they develop with him. My issue with Hurts is I don't see that franchise swag yet. Like to me,
I do.
To me, he hasn't hit that moment. And look, it could be Doug Pederson holding him back for all I know. It could be Doug Pederson.
I think
all that.
this offense I think this offense is severely limiting both quarterbacks. But like I made a tweet, and
then like, why would you give up on Wentz so quickly? He's 27 years old.
Yeah, but I made a tweet that people fucking dragged me for. I said if you took away Deshaun Jackson's and Quez Watkins' 2 passes, they accounted for 124 yards of Hurts' 311. So outside of those 2 passes, Hurts was like 11 for like 20 something for 190 yards. Oh, wow. So it was like, or like less, 170 something yards. So I said that, and people were like, "Oh, if you take away Tyreek Hill, blah blah blah." That's not the point. I'm saying that those 2 explosive passes, you take those away, and it's been a dink and dunk offense almost. Mm-hmm. So and Hurts shows that he has the ability to push it down the field, but they're not calling it. So it's severe. Like you see what he can do. With a few more passes like that, he's a 400-yard passer, maybe a little more. So he has all the talent in the world, all the arm talent in the world. It's not gonna work if it's still Doug.
But my question is, do you give up on Wentz right now? Carson Wentz, 27-year-old. You've seen what he could do at his ceiling. It was a low season, but you saw Jalen Hurts struggle with the same offense.
I think if Lurie decides Doug is fired, you have a better chance of Wentz staying.
Okay.
If Doug stays, I think you see Wentz go. I don't think both can coexist anymore.
So Black Monday will tell us everything.
Yeah. Which, like, it's going to be like an hour or 2 after the game ends. It's because since the Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
But listen to my third train, and it's my most conspiracy theory yet.
Let's hear it.
Top 5 pick, right?
Wait, real quick. Marquise came back. Hold on, time out.
Yo, Marquise, you're not telling us your gym team, man.
But look, Wentz is way more talented than Hurts, but Hurts is more of a leader and faster. Wentz got 2 things to do, which is get his shape and find his mechanics. Like so Hurts shouldn't give up on Wentz.
Hurts can run an offense, a more rollout offense, get on the move, but so can Wentz. But Hurts can make things happen with his legs. Wentz probably can't do that anymore.
I think he can do it. I think the team officials have scared him into not doing it because they don't want him to get hurt. The guy still dives head first to the sideline.
But put him on a team with a good offensive line, man. He could be a really good pocket passer, and put him on the Colts. Like that's another thing. Joe Giglio, fucking asshole. Like he says, would the Colts really want to downgrade from Phillip Rivers to Carson Wentz?
He has an
Like,
agenda. That's
like,
all it is.
shut the fuck up.
He has an
Really?
agenda. He's an agenda-based reporter.
Like the Colts this season before the Steelers game, after Phillip Rivers got his ass kicked. Before that game, they had given up 14 sacks all season. The offensive line for the Colts, 14. The Eagles give that up in 2 games. Like this season, Phillip Rivers has 4 games of not being sacked whatsoever. In his entire career, Wentz has 7 games like that in his entire career. So he's been beaten. So you don't mean to tell me Carson Wentz can't do incredible things better than Phillip Rivers behind that offensive line? Come on.
It's an agenda-based reporter. You got to ignore that stupidity at the
No,
end.
I understand that, but still. But like I think that's what I think if Doug is still here and he still wants to, say he's rolling out and all this stuff, I think Hurts is more of a Pederson quarterback than Wentz is at this
What
point.
chance do you give Doug Stain?
6.9%.
Oh wow, you're that confident he's getting fired?
I don't think he's back. I don't think he's back.
Wow.
I think there's too many. I think there's too many really good head coaching candidates out there this year. The Turtle needs to.
This never happens. This didn't happen last week. I
Yes,
don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. Maybe because the camera's on him. He feels the need to kind of show out.
He needs to show off.
Oh my god!
If he doesn't shut up, I want to make him into soup.
You better stop before we get Peter on us or something.
Shit, Peter. But it's. I forget what we were saying.
Look, another good point by Marquise, and he still hasn't told you his.
No, Marquise, man, you're making all these points. They're great points, but you need to give me your damn regimen. So I appreciate Dom. So here's my conspiracy theory. New head coach. Well, yeah, I think there's too many before the Turtle.
This is the third train we're talking about now.
Yes.
Okay.
Before the Turtle interrupted me.
Hold on, I got it. He's trying to escape. Hold on, look at the cardboard.
Look at the Turtle.
Yo, this is terrible.
We're live.
I know. Go do your thing, bro. Go do your thing.
Oh my god. Okay. So, anyways, everybody, jeez, like the Turtle, really trying to take our shit. So, anyways, I think for those of you still listening to me, I say Doug Pederson is gone because there's really good candidates out there. I don't think Jeffrey Lurie was going to want to pass up on them. You got Arthur Smith from Tennessee, you got Brian Daboll, you got Joe Brady, you got Lincoln Riley, you got oh my god, you got some defensive coordinators too. Robert Saleh, I would really like. You got Martindale from the Ravens, another defensive guy. I don't think they go defense. I would love to go defense, but you got Eric Bieniemy. You got a lot of really good head coaching candidates out there that I don't think Jeffrey Lurie is going to want to miss out on. So it's.
So the selection is too good to pass up. Just like
I think you need to get one of these star coordinators out there. You got to let Doug go. But anyway, so next, my conspiracy theory. And this is going to be the first point in my article that hopefully comes out this week, if I have time. I think there's a case that could be made for every position to be selected in the first round,
okay,
including quarterback.
And create that chaos.
and I said last week, or it was a few days ago, I don't remember. No, a few days ago, it was last week. I guess it's Monday. That if the Eagles select a quarterback at the top 10, I'm done next year. I'm absolutely done next year. But let's say you end up with a new GM and head coach combo next year.
Okay.
Brand new staff. And they want to do things clean slate. That's them. That's their game. Who says Jeffrey Lurie doesn't hit the complete big nuclear button and says, you know what? Wentz is gone and Hurts is gone.
Justin Fields.
No, I hate Justin. I do not like Justin Fields. I'd rather have Zach Wilson.
Oh,
Zach Wilson has an arm, man. He has an arm, and if we want a quarterback that can throw it deep, Zach Wilson can throw it deep.
okay.
And let's with what's going on in the news lately. Let's not go after Ohio State quarterbacks. They'd like to
Shout
do
out
some
to Dwayne
extracurricular
Haskins, future
activity
practice squad member of the Philadelphia Eagles.
of the QB factory. But like I don't like I just what happens if Jeffrey Lurie is like, listen, I'm just gonna blow this whole thing up and we're gonna start over. Wentz gets traded for whatever they can get. Hurts gets traded for whatever they can get, and they just completely rehaul the whole roster with all the picks that they get and build around a new franchise quarterback. Like the Mike Clay of
I was just going to mention that. Yeah,
of
NFL Network.
ESPN, of the NFL Network today, he said that like you do what the Cardinals and you do what the Dolphins have done. You can't just not draft a quarterback because you have someone there. If you think the guy is your guy, you get him. I don't think it's happening. I don't want it to happen. It's just an automatic doomsday, button. I don't want that to happen. I think it'll be a completely irresponsible way to draft. But if Lurie's like, you know what, that's it, we're done. I'm drafting someone. I'm getting a backup who will be a veteran placeholder or mentor, and no QB controversy whatsoever. And he drafts Zach Wilson, or he drafts Trey Lance, or he drafts Justin Fields, and he says, "You are the guy." And maybe they sign Joe Flacco next year, or Case Keenum, or someone to like suck to continue the suck next year and get another top pick next year to continue the build, and then you have 2 years of building the roster from scratch, and maybe you come back in 2022 with a stronger roster. Because like you look at this division, Washington's a quarterback away.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex Smith is not going to be around.
No, absolutely not.
They're a quarterback away. Giants have some pretty nice pieces. They beat us down.
That the Cowboys had Dak Prescott.
Cowboys might have Dak Prescott coming back. They might, but you already see their offensive weaponry without him. Like so, I think that's train number 3. It's a rocky train. It's a very rocky train, but it's a scenario that you need to think of.
It's a tough pill to swallow because you have a fan base that was given a Super Bowl not too long ago, and now we have to deal with the fact that I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we're the only team in history to win a Super Bowl and have to rebuild within a 4-year period.
I mean, the Seahawks retooled.
They retooled.
They didn't rebuild. They didn't rebuild. They had the quarterback. They got rid of the people who did not believe in the quarterback, and they built around the quarterback, and look what happened.
So shouldn't the Eagles do that? Get rid of the people that do not believe in the quarterback that was drafted number 2 overall that you gave all that capital away for?
And you know what? Why do people park on driveways and drive on parkways?
Oh, God, I hate you. Why would you do that?
So it's one of those questions that we don't have answers to.
I just wish I was in the war room there was no war room, but I wish I was on a Zoom call to understand why they drafted Jalen Hurts.
It's just Howie saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
It's such a terrible situation to be a part of as a fan, as a media member. Like, you don't want to see a team that you rooted for, that you thought was going to be competing year in, year out, to falter like this.
And I think there's
that could really take you to the next level, and now you're suggesting possibly, if they do give it away and completely rebuild this, like.
And I think there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that people do not want to admit that they think goes on because it's our favorite team. And it's I think over the next few weeks, we're going to come across some news about our favorite team that's going to be like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. Next week, we might have a guest.
Why do I feel like you're not telling? Oh.
Remember what's going on next week, maybe?
Oh, wow. I completely forgot. By the way, guys, if you're just tuning in now and you're joining into Philadelphia Sports Network's YouTube channel, we'll be doing this every Tuesday night, live streaming on Twitter and on YouTube. And back to what you were saying about our big surprise guest that's possibly coming on to.
Yeah, I had to confirm this weekend, but as of right now, we have someone coming on next week to give us a little insight. Give us a little insight on what's going on the Eagles. But we'll talk about more of that later on in the week and next week. But and I mean, I had my article that came out in October about how he does, and people were putting it down like, oh, you don't know what's going on, but like look at what's coming out about Howie. Like look at what's coming out about Doug. Like his comments today that said, I'd like to have a little more say in personnel.
He pretty much acknowledged the fact that there's issues
back in October. I believe the quote was Doug has literally no say in the war room.
And he literally has no say in the public.
So
he has to know he's getting fired. You don't admit those kind of things if you're sticking around with Howie. Yeah. You do not admit that if you're sticking in the same room with Howie. Howie is probably pacing in his office like right now, like, Jeff, Dad, why is this happening?
Dad,
come on. Do you deny it? Howie has to be Jeffrey Lurie's like bastard son or something like that. Like we're going through Game of Thrones style.
Well, speaking of sticking, don't let your pubes stick to your zipper. Make sure it's all cleaned up down there. You heard these horror stories of zipping up your pants, and all of a sudden, the turtle needs some manscaping.
The turtle is the smoothest one in
the turtle. You guys, listen. You know how smooth that turtle shell is. Make sure your balls are the same way. Okay, go to manscaped.com. Use promo code FTB at checkout, 20% off free shipping, so your ball sack is as clean and smooth like turtle wax. Ooh. Which is what I'm going to turn that turtle in if it doesn't shut up.
Guys, so I do apologize if you're listening at home or if you're listening the day after the live stream. This is not going to happen in the future. This never happened to begin with. I don't know what's going on right now, but it is what it is. We're going to ride with it. Let's talk Sunday night football. Let's talk Eagles.
Why?
Because we have to preview the Eagles possibly sabotaging
themselves. It's just going to be another Monday morning of us being exhausted from staying up too late to watch the Eagles lose. And they should really look at their options and say if we win, probably push down to 8, 9, 10 pick, and Giants or Cowboys win the division. Let Washington win. Ron Rivera battling cancer this year.
It's a great story.
Alex Smith.
Dwayne Haskins being cut.
Dwayne Haskins going to strippers. Great story. The Washington team might have 3 award winners this year: Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year in Chase Young, Comeback Player of the Year in Alex Smith, Coach of the Year in Ron Rivera. I don't think Ron Rivera gets it. It'll be a nice story. I think it'll go to Sean McDermott. Another Eagles.
Well deserved. Very well deserved.
Another Eagles guy to go off and do his thing.
A guy who did not give up on his quarterback, even though his quarterback did suck last season. But that's
I forgot what my tweet was today, but no. Oh, because someone put out a thing about the first round quarterbacks since 2016, and the guy put an X next to Wentz. I'm like, one bad year, really? He's a bust. And someone said, I'm big friends with a Bills fan, and they were all ready to jump off the Josh Allen train. Yeah, but you see what happens when you stick to the guy.
Mm-hmm. But that's all you got to do. And look, the Bills did it perfectly. They got 2 running backs behind Josh Allen that can move the chains. They got Stephon Diggs. They built so well around Josh Allen, even though people said that he was trash. And look at him now. Why couldn't Philly just do that? Why did they draft Jalen Hurts in the second round? And look, I'm not against Jalen Hurts. I love Jalen Hurts as a player. I love what he's done so far. But my issue at hand is you have 2 great quarterbacks, 2 young guys who are in the room that we can't get the potential pulled out of them because we have such poor roster management.
Yeah. Well, we're screwed.
So who wins Sunday night?
I think we will see Hurts for a half, maybe less, and I think Sudfeld finishes the game.
You think Parsons gonna be inactive for the first time in his career?
I honestly think Wentz is inactive on Sunday.
Wow.
I think so.
Wow.
There's absolutely 0 point for him to be active. Absolutely 0
But what
point.
if you have Hurts play one half and have Wentz play the second half?
For what reason?
Audition. You have
For,
two
for
quarterbacks
audition for
auditioning.
what? Audition for what? We've seen 12 games of shit from Wentz.
Well,
So what
possibly
is
their
one
next
half?
teams
What is one half going to change about
to
the
see
12
what
games?
he has learned in his time
Oh
on the
my
bench.
god! You gotta pull him by the ear and like, okay, what did you learn? And like throw him back into the field. Like, what the hell is that?
Listen,
No.
it could work.
No,
Wouldn't you want to see one last time
no,
Wentz suit up in the Eagles
no,
jersey and him
no,
ball the hell out for a half?
no.
You wouldn't want to see that. So
You
you're
risk
good with them,
why?
just them
Why?
shipping him away and never seeing Wentz again.
Yeah. Why risk injury? Why?
I
For
forgot we still have a bad offensive line.
what? What? Like what purpose does it serve? Hey, go play another few series and just
Yeah,
No,
I think Wayo agrees with you.
don't even have him dress. Just hang out. Let Sudfeld go in there and do his thing. Like there's absolutely zero. Like Matt Pryor is still the right tackle, correct?
Oh yeah, the guy
Okay,
who
and Mailata might not even
who has
play.
more false starts than anybody in the league.
Mailata might not even play because he's concussed from
Yeah, can
Jalen
we
Smith.
talk about that damn play? Like, what was the point of that?
So
What was the point of Jalen Smith doing that?
Jalen Smith's a dirty player. So it's so there's absolutely. I think they should. I think they will just make Carson inactive and just call it a day.
Damn.
Marquise, again, man. Send us an email, or if you know us on Twitter, get us on Twitter. Your workout regimen, man.
So for those that are listening to the audio version of this, we are live streaming
Marquise looks like he manscapes.
on Twitter and on YouTube right now, talking everything Eagles. And shout out to Eagle Has Landed, who actually just jumped in right now saying why they draft Jalen Reagor in the first round. He's a third round performance-wise. Does that sting a little bit?
I love Reagor, man.
You know I was in love with Jefferson before the draft.
And me too. I interviewed his wide receiver coach in April. I just don't. I'm not in the business. Even last year, I gave J Jaw a pass.
Where the hell is J Jaw?
This year, I didn't. I just don't like giving criticism after 1 year. Like like Jefferson's been great. Higgins has been great.
T. Higgins. T. Higgins has been great. Everybody way too fat to be wide receiver.
Like I was heavy on the T. Higgins train. I was heavy. I was every mock draft that I had. T. Higgins. Why he's too slow? Blah blah.
He showed up. That's Joe Burrow's guy. Don't go.
I just they need a whole new scouting department. They need a whole new decision.
Well, apparently, it wasn't the scouts. It was Howie choosing Reagor over Jefferson because apparently the coaching staff wanted Reagor, but Doug Pederson saying that he wants more say in the player evaluation.
Yeah, so this is what we need to think about too. Jefferson is benefiting from having Adam Thielen there, but
Thielen has declined greatly. I mean, he's non-existent on offense.
And you can make the argument that Justin Jefferson probably is not doing what Justin Jefferson doing right now if he's on the Eagles, and Jalen Reagor's probably doing what Jefferson maybe to a lesser extent.
Mm-hmm.
But that's hard to ignore. It's really hard to ignore. And again, I hate putting guys down after 1 year. But that's
a spade
rough.
bro. A spade a spade.
Really rough. It's been really rough, and it's just hard to get. It's also hard to get a lot of production when you're being targeted 4 times, 5 times. Like Jalen Reagor had, I think, the most targets yesterday, and it was 4. So,
how many times have you seen Reagor line up in the slot?
Not much. Which I think he would be great in the slot. But
I think it would be phenomenal. He's a speed.
Like to have Alshon and Deshaun out there. I was like, oh, maybe we can put him into the slot. That would be a.
We finally saw Fulgham.
Yeah. In the first half, we saw him in the first half.
Yeah, he was productive. But then we saw Alshon.
Yeah. Who didn't have a catch to the fourth quarter. But it's. I don't know. This team. let me see. Wait, Jalen Reagor had 7 targets,
Okay.
3 catches, 7 targets, which
What
was the
about
highest.
Fogo? What do you have?
Fulgham had 3 targets.
And how many
Uh,
catches?
2. So, well, like I'm almost 100% sure that was like Rager's top targets in a long time. Like this team, let's see, last week. So yesterday 7, last week 8, week before 4, 1, 7, 5, 7, 6, 4, 4. So, look what I just woke up to. That's true.
Is that when he went to the tunnel?
Yeah, he went through the tunnel and he's like, "Yep, jackpot."
Oh God, why is this such a joke of a team or of an organization?
Our whole lives are jokes.
Where were you? How did you feel in 2017? Let's take it. You know what?
I cried.
We're 50 minutes in. We usually talk a lot more than this.
I cried.
But like throughout the whole season, take me throughout the whole season, the emotions of it. Like, how did you feel throughout the whole season against Kansas City, against all those teams that we were supposed to lose against? Well, they lose against Kansas City, but
yeah, they lost against Kansas City, so like that loss, I was like, all right, well, I'm probably not there yet.
mm-hmm.
But then kept going. I kept going and kept going and kept going, and then I was at a paint and sip.
Mm-hmm. During
the Rams game.
Oh,
it was for my sister's birthday. Was it for my sister's birthday? It was for someone. Was it my sister's birthday? Maybe. And I had the game on the easel, and it just completely ruined my thing. And I'm like, shit, that's it. It's done. We're done. Then the Giants game looked okay. Foles looked okay, and then I was with everybody on the Sudfeld train after the Raiders game.
I was on the same boat.
And then we saw, the 6-0 against Cowboys. So it's like, and then we saw the shit show of a Falcons game. But then the rest is history. But it's like that season was still pretty emotional.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was definitely not as like this.
So we're about 52 minutes in. Like I said, we're streaming live on YouTube and live on Twitter right now. Guys, whoever's in the chat, we never really do this, but why not? If you guys have any questions, I think we have a little bit more time to take some questions, give you guys some answers.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah. We got about 5 minutes.
I'll give them 5 minutes.
All right, sounds good.
While you're typing out questions, remember, go to Tavour.com, TAVOUR.com. Use FTP10 at checkout, $10 off after you spend $25. Also, go to LaTourine.com, LA-TOURINE.com for your next watch purchase. 2021 is coming. Make sure your left wrist is blinging out when you're like 10, 9, 8, instead of watching the TV. Beautiful watches. They're coming out with glasses too. Coming out with sunglasses.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Really, really, really liking their inventory. So go ahead, head over to get some beer, get some watches on us. Well, not really on us. This is Victory. It's Victory's Pennsylvania brewery. I have their Sour Monkey.
Sour Monkey. I can't stand sours. I'm not gonna lie.
Sour Monkey is delicious. It is a sour triple. It's a 9.5%. It is delicious.
I picked up some other half last night. It was pretty awesome.
The other half's really good.
Really good.
My father-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
guess what he blessed me with?
Some whiskey?
$150 gift card to Magnify.
Interesting. $150 worth of beer.
Oh yeah.
Here comes back that kidney stone.
It's worth it.
Well, guys, so we have Marquise who still has not told you who his trainer is.
Marquise, I'm gonna kick you out.
Would you think about trading for OBJ, who's proved he's the number 1 wide receiver that Cleveland plays better without?
There's no money.
I
would.
Is this contract that big? I would love to have OBJ here.
I personally would, but this contract's huge, I believe.
I would love to see Odell Beckham in some midnight green. I've been dying to see that since he was with the Giants.
Odell has been the most traded for / signed future Eagle ever. Like everybody, no matter what offseason it is, he's going to. Maybe it's because Chip Kelly passed on him, or not passed on him, but he went. Chip Kelly decided not to go up and get him. And
then after the draft, Kelly said, "Yeah, we're gonna go for Odell, but we were thinking later on." I hate when coaches say that. Like, just go for the guy. Be risky.
like right now, he is a free agent in 2024.
Oh God, yeah. I don't want him that far. I mean, how old is he right now? Like 20, 27, 28?
Apparently, he can be cut after the season with no dead cap. He might be a free agent.
That's very interesting.
Might be a free agent in 2021.
Oh, Marquise, you might actually get your wish
Marquise, if we get OBJ, me and you are going to the gym together
with Odell.
with Odell.
Wow, imagine that. And then Marquise with another question. I gotta admit, I want Stephon Gilmore from New England with Slade. Do you think the Eagles will have enough for him to help our secondary? I don't think. I think the money is way too much on that.
I think we'll be lucky if we get one free agent splash.
But I think it's easier to get a corner than it is a wide receiver.
I think so too. But I think that we're in for an offseason of just minor moves here and there that are veteran minimum signings to fill out depth. I think you're looking at a team for the most part, and you see what you got next year. Like there are a bunch of free agents. So the free agents this year are where are they? Peters, Mills, Sudfeld, NRC, Curry, Ridgeway, LeBlanc, Dick Rod, McGill.
Just love saying that.
McGill, Riley, Clement, Perkins, number 47, and Rudy Ford. So for the most part, the main contributors are still there.
Yeah, that's true. McLeod is still on?
Yeah, he has one more year. Signed a 2 year. He signed a 2 year deal, but he probably won't even be back next year.
I don't think he'll be back next year. I didn't let him go.
So there's again more argument that other positions could be of need in the first round. You could really argue every position outside of kicker and punter. Even though Jake Elliott, I'm watching you, motherfucker.
He's terrible in Madden too.
He's terrible. He's terrible height wise too. He's a shrimp. He's like 5'9".
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Flippin the Birds. We'll be back next week. Same channel, same Twitter account. But until next week, where we may have something big in store.
Before we go next week, might put us on the map.
It might be a little bit more on the map.
If Brian Dawkins didn't put us on the map, which is ridiculous. But if you're new to us, guys, go back to July. We interviewed Brian Dawkins. We interviewed Brian Dawkins. Go back about mental health, and it was incredible. Go back. We also interviewed Kayvon Wallace in May. We interviewed Graydon Arnold in July. Trey Thomas back in April. Patrick, we are on Tuesday next week. So just go back and check us out. Some of you are definitely very new to us, and we appreciate you watching us, listening to us. We have something every week. I just told him Tuesday next week.
I know, but just to clarify, we're on every Tuesday night.
Go pay attention to your turtle.
He's annoying the life out of me today.
But yeah, go Birds.
Yes, sir.